August 6th, 1945. At 8:15 in the morning, the city of Hiroshima was alive. Children walked to school. Workers reported for duty. Streetcars moved through the streets. An ordinary morning. Unremarkable. Routine. But high above the city, something was already in motion. Unseen, unheard, and in less than a minute, everything would be gone. This was not an accident, not a natural disaster. It was the result of years of war, decisions made in secrecy, and a weapon unlike anything the world had ever known. So let's rewind the clocks and revisit the events as we count down to disaster. The story does not begin in Hiroshima. It begins 4 years earlier. December 7th, 1941, Pearl Harbour. Without warning, Japanese aircraft fill the skies over Hawaii. Bombs fall, ships burn, sailors scramble for survival. In just hours, over 2,400 Americans are killed. The United States enters World War II. What had been a distant conflict becomes a global war. Across Europe and the Pacific, millions will die. But behind the front lines, another race is beginning. A race not for land, but for power. Scientists unlock a dangerous truth. The atom can be split. And when it is, it releases enormous energy. If harnessed, it could power cities. If weaponized, it could destroy them. There is fear. Nazi Germany may be developing such a weapon. The United States cannot risk falling behind. In 1942, a secret program begins, the Manhattan Project.
Here it is, General Groves, plutonium.
Well, that's the first I've ever seen. But after this, if you don't mind, I wish you'd hold something under it, because after all, there's about over $50 million in that tube.
Hidden facilities rise across America. Los Alamos, Oak Ridge, Hanford. Entire communities built in secrecy. Thousands of scientists, engineers, and workers brought together under one goal: to build an atomic bomb. Many do not know what they are creating, but those in charge understand. This is not just another weapon. This is something entirely new. July 16, 1945. New Mexico desert. Before dawn, scientists and military personnel wait in silence. At 5:29 a.m., a flash, blinding. A fireball erupts, brighter than the sun. The desert floor melts into glass. A shockwave tears across the landscape. A mushroom cloud rises miles into the sky. The first atomic explosion in history. It works. Some observers cheer, others stand in silence, because in that moment they realize what has been created: a weapon capable of destroying a city in an instant. By summer 1945, Germany has surrendered, but Japan continues to fight. Its leadership remains divided, with no agreement to accept unconditional surrender. Despite devastating losses, the war continues. Plans for a full invasion of Japan are drawn up. Estimates suggest hundreds of thousands of Allied casualties, possibly more. The atomic bomb is seen as an alternative, a way to end the war quickly. President Harry Truman is briefed. He is given options: demonstrate the bomb's capabilities or use it directly. There are doubts that a demonstration would work, or that it would force surrender. On July 24, 1945, the decision is made. The bomb will be used. The target, Hiroshima. A military headquarters, an industrial center, and critically, a city largely untouched by previous bombing. Chosen so the effects of the weapon could be clearly measured. The order is final. There is no turning back. The bomb is called Little Boy, a uranium weapon never tested in full before. Nearly 10 feet long, weighing over 9,000 pounds. Inside, uranium-235, designed to trigger a nuclear chain reaction. Its estimated yield, approximately 15 kilotons, equivalent to 15,000 tons of TNT. It is transported in secrecy across the Pacific to Tinian Island. There, it is assembled, every component checked, every detail verified. There is effectively no margin for error. It must work.
For over 100 years, the city of Hiroshima had garrisoned some of the Japanese Empire's finest troops. The city had never been subjected to actual bombing, but had been warned repeatedly. Now its army headquarters, barracks, ordnance, and quartermaster depots, factories, mills, and shipyards were to feel the weight of the atom's destructive power.
August 6, 1945, 2:45 a.m. North Field, Tinian Island. A B-29 bomber waits on the runway. Its name, Enola Gay, named after the pilot's mother. 11 men board the aircraft. Their mission is clear: deliver the atomic bomb, end the war. The engines ignite. The aircraft begins its takeoff roll. Heavy, strained, carrying a weapon the world has never seen used. The Enola Gay lifts into the night sky. The mission is underway. The journey will take over 4 hours. The Pacific stretches endlessly below. Ahead, weather aircraft move toward Japan. Their task: confirm visibility. Mid-flight, inside the bomb bay, the weapon is armed. The safety plugs are removed. The bomb is now live. There is effectively no margin for error. There is no turning back. The bomb must be dropped visually. As the aircraft approaches Japan, radar detects incoming planes. An air raid alert is issued in Hiroshima. Sirens sound. People pause. Some move toward shelters. But the radar shows only a few aircraft, not a large bombing formation. No immediate threat. The decision is made. The all clear is given. The sirens fall silent. People return to their routines. The city relaxes. Unaware, the countdown continues. The Enola Gay reaches Hiroshima, altitude 31,000 feet. Clear skies, perfect visibility. No interception. No effective resistance. Below, the city is exposed. Inside the aircraft, Bombardier Thomas Farabee lines up the target. The Iowa Bridge, a distinctive T-shaped landmark in the city center. It sits clearly in the bomb site. Below, life continues. Children walk. Workers move through the streets. Trams run on schedule. No one knows what is coming. The bomb bay doors open. Cold air rushes through the aircraft. Little boy hangs suspended. Final adjustments are made. Speed, altitude, trajectory. Everything is precise. At 8:15 a.m., the bomb is released. For 43 seconds, it falls, silent, accelerating toward the city below. At approximately 1,900 feet above the ground, it detonates. A blinding flash, brighter than the sun. For an instant, a second sun appears over Hiroshima. Temperatures near the blast approach those found on the surface of the sun. Skin burns instantly. Clothing ignites. Human shadows are burned into walls. Then, the shockwave. A wall of pressure moving faster than sound. Buildings collapse. Steel twists. Concrete shatters. In seconds, the center of Hiroshima is erased. An estimated 70,000 to 80,000 people are killed instantly, with total deaths rising to around 140,000 by the end of 1945. The fireball expands, hundreds of yards wide. Heat radiates outward. Severe destruction extends across roughly 1 mile from the blast. Everything combustible ignites. Fires merge into a firestorm. Winds rush inward, feeding the flames. Across the city, entire neighborhoods disappear. Approximately 70% of Hiroshima is destroyed. Clocks stop. at exactly 8:15 a.m., time frozen in the moment of impact. Survivors begin to emerge, burned, injured, disoriented. Many wander without direction. Hospitals are destroyed. Doctors and nurses dead or wounded. There is no organized response, only chaos. Then black rain begins to fall, thick, dark droplets carrying radioactive debris. People drink from puddles, unaware that for the first time in history, a weapon has not only destroyed a city, but exposed its survivors to invisible, long-term radiation. The effects will emerge in the days and weeks ahead. In the immediate aftermath, Japanese authorities struggle to understand what has happened. Communications are destroyed. Reports are fragmented. Some believe it was a large-scale air raid. Others, a new kind of bomb. No one yet fully understands that a single weapon has destroyed an entire city. Hours later, President Truman addresses the United States. He confirms it. An atomic bomb has been used. A new era of warfare has begun. Japan is warned. Surrender or face further destruction.
A short time ago, an American airplane dropped one bomb on Hiroshima and destroyed its usefulness to the enemy. That bomb has more power than 20,000 tons of TNT. The Japanese began the war from the air at Pearl Harbor. They have been repaid many-fold, and the end is not yet. With this bomb, we have now added a new and revolutionary increase in destruction to supplement the growing power of our armed forces. Both science and industry work together under the direction of the United States Army, which achieved a unique success in an amazingly short time.
August 8, 1945. The Soviet Union declares war on Japan, launching a massive invasion into Japanese-held territory in Manchuria. Japan now faces war on two fronts. Its strategic position collapses. August 9th. A second atomic bomb is deployed. The primary target is Kokura, but cloud cover obscures the city. The aircraft diverts. The bomb is dropped on Nagasaki, this time a plutonium weapon, even more powerful. Again, a city is devastated. Now, the reality is undeniable. August 15, 1945. Japan surrenders. World War II ends. But for Hiroshima, the suffering continues. Radiation sickness spreads. Survivors fall ill. By the end of 1945, approximately 140,000 people are dead. Others will die in the years that follow. The survivors, known as hibakusha, face lifelong health effects and social stigma. Hiroshima was not a single moment. It was a sequence, a chain of decisions driven by war, fear, and urgency, each step bringing the world closer to a new kind of destruction. The weapon worked exactly as intended. The mission succeeded. The war ended. But the consequences reshaped the world. Because for the first time in history, humanity proved it could destroy itself. And in the silence that followed, a new era began, the Atomic Age, an age defined not just by power, but by the knowledge of what that power can do and what it has already done.